G'day, Michael here. I get asked to do oddball jobs from time to time, well actually quite frequently, and this time I've been asked to replicate these doors. I don't know how well those profiles show up and everything. It should be pretty good. Yeah. Now you can see there's some complexity here. The panel here in the centre has got a fielding around the outside, hence called a fielded panel. Now that has got two parts of two details to it. One is actually the profile of the arch, but the other is actually the profile of the actual machined surface here. You can see that very well. And of course the outside of the door has got a moulding going around the outside edge, which is quite tricky. I don't know if you can see that. Is that showing up pretty well? It's quite tricky to make up. The straight is not so difficult, but going around this arch and producing the profile in section as well as the profile in face profile of the arch, they present themselves as a bit of a problem, as is the arch of course in the fielding. Now for the fielding I found a near miss which I think will be quite acceptable. Zoom in on that, and you can see they're quite nicely made cutters. Just trying to get the lighting. Quite nicely made cutters. But of course, it's pot luck whether you get to match the profile. Now I'll come back out here. And it's not a perfect match, but it'll be quite acceptable for this task. The outside moulding, however, I wasn't quite so lucky. I've got nothing, I saw nothing available, I've got nothing in my possession that will do that job. Now unfortunately I made a mistake first time around, as luck has it. I had ground a cutter to produce this profile here, which would be the preferred way of machining it with the tools at hand because it's the least depth in the cut. Long story. But I've got to produce this archway profile as well as the moulding profile at the same time. So I had to rethink my cutter a little bit. I don't know why I didn't do this first, but yeah. The mind doesn't always come with all the answers. Now there's the profile done in such a way so that the cutter can be brought around the profile. Now this is what's called a French head cutter. Now, you can see that notch provides security so that the cutter won't come out of the block. How it's actually used in the machine, how it's actually used in the machine, it's inserted through the shaft in the center of the machine and held in place. I might do a separate video for that later, but the cutter actually is a scraping tool and only one edge will be working. This is the edge that will be working, and this edge will be doing nothing. It's basically just ground the same profile so as to balance the cutter, so when it's spinning it's not going to produce a bad imbalance. It's probably going to be a couple of grams out, but the speed I'm running won't probably matter. Okay, I hope that was of interest to you. Bye.